What's up, everyone? You're here with Elsie, and I'm Sydney on Yeee TV. We're just gonna do a little chatting, and we're gonna get to know Elsie. And yeah, let's see how this goes. So, how are you today?
Good. Good. I actually came because my boyfriend was doing an interview.
Yeah, we
was
just
doing an interview. Yeah. So I'm doing good.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's something that you do out in the world?
Like on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm a mom first.
Yes. Okay. Let's hear about that.
I mean, my youngest is 20, but he's 20, my youngest, but I'm still, a mom.
They're always
be a mom.
going to be the babies.
I don't have any regular activities that I do. I'm actually recovering because I broke my arm. So right now I've been home.
Okay.
Just recovering from breaking my arm.
How did that happen?
At home during Christmas Eve.
Oh no.
Yeah, I broke my elbow. They had to replace my elbow.
That's wild.
Yeah, my radial head bone. So, but I'll be heading back to work next week.
Okay,
so
great.
Back to regular routine.
That's nice. I enjoy routine. It's like a way to keep up with survival for sure.
Yeah.
What do you do for work?
I'm a CNA, certified nurse assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about 8 years.
8 years. Very good.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know the ins and out by this point.
I do. I do. I worked through COVID.
That must have been...
COVID was a crazy time.
Yeah, I could imagine.
When I first got into doing what I do, I loved it.
As all jobs start off at first.
I love it because I'm a people person. I like to help people.
Okay, that's
Prior
good.
to that, I used to work at State Farm. Okay.
That's a way of helping people too. Very good.
So when I got into it, I loved it.
Okay.
Right? And then COVID hit. 2 years into it, COVID hit. 3 years into it. I was 3 years into being a CNA. COVID hit.
Okay.
And it got very crazy.
All right.
Very scary. Very is anybody going to come to relieve us?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what was the difference like with COVID?
Less staff.
Less staff.
Yeah, people got scared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the medical field. A lot of people got scared. Some coworkers passed. We had at least 3 that passed. And some had families and they were very scared.
Wow.
So they were like, we don't want to take anything home to our kids, so we're not coming back.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was crazy.
They passed from COVID.
Yes, 3.
Yeah, I'd be scared too.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay. Wow, well, you made it. You're a survivor.
Yeah.
Congrats on that.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay,
I did survive. I did.
Wow.
And it hasn't gotten much easier in that field. And I believe anybody in the medical field is still struggling since COVID.
You know, I had never taken the time to actually think about that. But that's, I'm sure that was a very traumatic experience for people in the medical field because there was this crazy thing that's happening all over the world. And then you're like on the forefront of like taking care of people.
Right.
And you're just expected to be like, all right, hope you're doing good.
Right. And then I work at a psych facility. So, it's a lot more interesting there.
Yeah. Oh my God. How many people usually reside in these types of facilities?
Well, the facility I'm at, one side is like for the elders that have dementia, Alzheimer's. So total in the facility, there's 88 patients.
Okay. Wow.
So 45 are on psych side.
Okay.
And 44 or 43 are on the convalescent side.
Okay.
So I did both sides. And today I do mainly psych.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of your responsibilities?
Well, we just gotta, the shift that I work, we do we prepare them for dinner. Okay. We do activities with them. We try to keep them busy.
Okay.
And then obviously they're psych, so sometimes they will end up wanting to fight with people. So we got to make sure hey, wait a minute.
Keep the peace.
Yes.
That is so
as
wild.
best as we can. And being women, it ain't easy.
Yeah, that is wild.
Yeah.
Do you have any stories you can share with us?
I have plenty of stories.
What's one of them that like would really get us going?
I had this female patient. She was Russian.
Okay.
She was at least 6'3".
6'3".
Right. She was psych patient. With her height and her voice, she used to think she would be able to intimidate people.
Okay.
And I used to tell my coworkers, don't show fear. Mm-hmm. Don't let them see that you're afraid of them, whether it's the males or the females. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, they have to see that we're the ones that are in control here.
Wow, you bring up such an important aspect for life in general. Is like you have to come off as like you're good, mm-hmm. you're secure, and yeah, showing any ounce of fear is like discouraging.
Yeah.
And what is the word I'm looking for? Is just like you have to come off as just I don't know, secure.
Yeah,
like,
and mentally you have to be strong-minded.
Yeah.
To be working in that field alone, and to have had to made it through COVID. Wow. Because it's a lot of people don't talk about it.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things that just went like away for a little while. Mm-hmm. I mean, mm-hmm. But it's kind of unclear,
right,
of everything, you know, right. and with life in general, you just have to keep moving on.
Yes, for sure.
You know, and then I think now we're getting into this part of life where it's time for a little reflecting. You know, like it's time to be like, hey, we kind of like went through something there. Mm-hmm. Like,
well,
is
I think
good?
Right. So I've come across a few coworkers where they've hopped around to facilities. Okay. And pretty much every facility is running the same way. We're understaffed since COVID. Okay. And people don't, for whatever reason, I'm not sure if they just can't handle the job, if they just don't like how it's ran. I'm not sure. People don't stay long. Okay. You know, we'll train people and then they're gone like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And it's like, wait, okay.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm. So we're going through staff a lot.
I think it has a lot to do with the mental strength. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've heard a lot of like, we're getting softer. Right. You know, as people. And, you know, I'm all into like being like soft and gentle mm-hmm. and like nice and all these things. But I think we need a little mental strength going on here.
For sure, because
it's so crazy.
The way the world, you know, is working today, I think we do need to prepare for mental strength. Yeah. Because, you know, it's we want to think things are getting better in the world, but that's not reality.
The thing is, reality is that things are always going to be happening. Yeah. I've realized that we're always trying to reach this next like threshold of like, damn, I'm like not gonna have to worry about anything. Right. Like things are gonna be going like pretty easy. Mm-hmm. And I think the moment you get into that, you're in a trap. Right. Because mm-hmm. there's always going to be challenges. Like the challenges that you're facing right now, they're just gonna be a different set of challenges eventually. Yeah. And I agree. And so you don't really ever like get away from it. Mm-hmm. And that's where, you know, you have to realize like challenging things help you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of people avoid being challenged. Right. Maybe that's mm-hmm. like a little bit of what all these new people coming in after COVID is like. Right. You have to remember that not every job is going to be easy, and mm-hmm. that if you are being challenged, like it's okay. Yeah. Well, another thing is that like during COVID in the medical field, mainly in like facilities, mm-hmm. Permanent home facilities, because we were short staffed, a lot of them were offering positions for new people to come, right? So they're doing free schooling but online during COVID. So they're not getting the full internship after your paperwork, after you pass all this, you still got to do so many hours of internship. You got to be on the floor. You got to see what it is and if this is really what you want to do. Yeah. During COVID, there was no, hands-on. Right. It was just online and, okay, get to work. You know, that brings up something very interesting. I think about all of the like schooling now, most of it gets done online. But the thing is, the problem with that is that you can easily tune out. Like, I understand you can easily tune out, you know, being in class, but being in class is just something different.
Right.
When you're just like behind a laptop, you are not being like engaged
Right.
as much as you would be if you're in class.
Right. So with the medical field, whether you're a medical assistant, dental assistant, CNA, LVN, RN, you got to do so many hours of paperwork, and then you have to have so many hours of on the field,
Okay.
right? And this was pre-COVID, you know. When I got my CNA license, I had to have so many hours before I could get my certifications to be a CNA. I had to have so many hours working at a facility.
Okay.
So I see what it is that I'm getting myself into, you know. During COVID, they weren't allowing those. They weren't allowing you to go get your on the field training
Because of all the distance and
Right,
stuff like that.
right.
That's so crazy.
So today, a lot of them, that's why they don't stay. That's why they don't last, I believe. I'm not sure. But we're still short.
It's a good guess.
Right.
Okay.
We're still short. Not only that, I think a lot of facilities saw that we could handle it with so many, with like 5 of us running the whole 48 patients.
Oh my God. That sounds insane.
It was insane.
Wow.
COVID was insane. But I think that's the mentality today. We don't need more.
Yeah, like,
because
you got it.
You guys got it. Yeah, it's tough.
I don't know about that. I'm
It's-
hoping you get
I'm
more
like,
help.
there's no way. Like,
Yeah.
they got to come out on the field with us, like the administrators in the office over there got to come out here to see what it is we deal with.
Right.
There's no way.
I've heard from other people who like work for the city, they experience similar like issues just because, you know, they realize that like, you know, the people behind the scenes, they don't actually understand what it's like having only a certain amount of people
Right.
being able to help in this kind of, you know, situation. But I mean, hopefully you guys get more help. That would be amazing.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
But for
it's
now,
tough.
you're a trooper. Like, wow, amazing. What
you.
is what is a way that you like detach from like your work environment? Like when you go home, like what's a way that you take care of yourself?
So when I get home from working my shift or when I, was at work, I would tell my son, my boyfriend, I need 10 minutes to decompress.
Yeah.
Give me 10 minutes. I'd go to my room, obviously I'd take off my uniform, shower up real quick, and I would just be in quietness.
That makes sense. That's something that I also need to apply like in my daily life. I feel like transitioning into like different places, you really do need to take some time to be like, okay, I can like let go of what just happened
Right.
and just like come into this like home space. And sometimes I still feel buzzed from like work, you know? So I'm glad that you know to take some time
Yeah.
before you like enter like family time.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, it is. Especially, like I said, being in the medical field.
Yeah.
Working at a facility. I need that. I would know that I needed the time.
Yeah.
On my way home, on my drive home from work, I'm like, okay, I need like 10, 15 minutes just
Yes.
to decompress from everything at work.
Amazing. Amazing. So what did you do before you did that?
I worked for State Farm Insurance. Yeah.
Okay. And how was that?
It was okay. I mean, you had your good and your bad days. Any job, any career you're in, you have your good and your bad days.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. What is I don't know, what's a dream mission that you've got like for your life?
A dream mission?
Yeah. Like what do you want to complete before, I don't know, the end of days for you?
I think I'm still trying to find, my boyfriend, he's been pushing me since I've been out of work. what it like my passion, and he tries to get me since he's like in the scene. You know, he's around photographers and stuff. He's like, why don't you model?
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm very shy though.
Girl.
I'm more behind the scenes, even with him. When I'm with him and people are they're taking photos of him, they're doing interviews with him, I'm like behind the scene. I'm like, no, don't get me.
I understand completely. I had to take photos last
shy,
week when I did my interview, and I was just like, how? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like, please explain. I literally, like, I'm going to go home and YouTube, like, how do you pose for pictures?
Yeah.
Because it's a whole art in itself.
Especially if you got people watching you.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I have a YouTube channel, and I started like filming myself. I'm like, oh, it takes a lot like out of you to just like be comfortable in front of a camera. And so what I've just been doing is just taking like pictures of myself and like taping myself, doing just like random stuff. I don't know, showing up for this kind of stuff. It's just like, I think it's just next level of like being comfortable in your own in your own body,
right?
You know,
I've always loved the culture. I love like I'm a very colorful person, so I told him if I were to do modeling, I think I want to get into like the dressing like a Katrina.
Okay.
Putting the whole makeup on, because it's a facade, so they don't know what I look like underneath.
I get that. Yeah, right? It's great that you've recognized that there is space out there for you in some sort of way.
Yeah.
I say you should do it.
So I was telling him I think maybe I want to learn how to do makeup airbrushing.
Okay.
So I could do my own, my own. What's that? The skulls and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great idea. Yeah. Honestly, I would say just go for it and just try your best. And there is space out there for you, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm going back part-time.
I feel like that's a way to also be like, I don't know, rejuvenated for like the work you do. You know, I think it's really important to take time for yourself and like your, like you said, your passions. And then you can like go back to your other job and be like feeling fulfilled, if that makes sense.
Right.
Not so like drained or, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's a way that you can show up differently in life in general when you like tend to those like dreams, you know?
Yeah. So, just a matter of looking into. I've already got some ideas of where I would probably take, some airbrushing classes, makeup airbrushing classes. So
it's a hobby.
Yeah. That's what I need is a hobby.
Yeah,
I can do my own makeup.
Good. I love your eyelashes, by the way. They look great.
I don't think I'd be able to do anybody else's makeup.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would not be able to either. Yeah. Like,
I could sit in the mirror and do mine, but I don't think I'd be able to be like a makeup artist. I give them a lot of credit, man.
Seriously. I mean, it's just because when you're doing someone else's face, you're used to doing everything on your side, and then doing it on someone else is just like, it's just different.
I give them a lot of props, makeup artists. To have to show up for a wedding and make that bride look the most beautiful. Oh my
God, seriously.
And happy, and for that day, knowing they're going to have photo shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time, they're not only just like doing like the bride's makeups, they're doing like all the bridesmaids, the mom, the sister. I remember for my sister's wedding, like we had, everyone was doing their makeup. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, so. But I think that's one of my goals, my fulfillments.
Good.
Is if I do get into the modeling scene, it's going to be, I'd want to dress up like a Katrina.
I think that's a great idea. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Trying to think what to do to like.
Any other hobbies or any other words of advice for people out there that want to do what you do or?
In the medical field, any words of advice that I can give is they need to be patient, and they need to be mindful of the career that they're getting into,
Yeah, that makes sense.
because it ain't an easy career.
So what would you say if someone was like interested in doing this, but maybe they're a little nervous or nervous to start? Like what would your advice be, or or encouragement to get people? You never know, because there might be someone out there that is just like, that is something that I want to do, but like,
If they love helping people, genuinely helping people, and they have to see it as if it was their family member.
that's
to
be
compassionate,
Yeah.
and mindful, because at the end of the day, it's the feeling that we leave,
Yeah.
we go home to our families, and they stay,
Oh,
and
wow.
and it's how we make them feel at the end of the day. So don't look at it like just a paycheck. If you're going to get into, especially being CNA, LVN, RN, don't look at it as just a paycheck, because they're human too.
I love that.
Yeah, and my fulfillment is knowing I left them with a smile on their face, or she's gonna come back tomorrow and she's gonna bring me a chocolate bar.
How beautiful.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. Oh my God, you are literally doing like that. Like, it's such a small thing to think about, but it's so huge in someone's life. Like all of those like people there.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for doing what you do.
Well, thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah. Okay. I want to come up with a question. Okay. If you were to go anywhere in the world right now, where would you go?
Oh, to the Bahamas.
Ooh, what are we doing in the Bahamas?
Laying out in the beach all day.
Yes. Beach life for sure.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. I was very pleased to interview
Oh, thank you.
and get to know
interviewing me.
you. And you have opened up my world to think about all the people who are in the medical field, really just taking care of people. Like, you are doing God's work.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, of
we don't
course.
hear that a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
to
you.
anybody out there in the medical field, taking care of everybody, like, y'all are amazing. You are awesome. Thank you so much. All right.
Yes.
Well, this is with Yeee TV. Peace.
Yes, thank you.